Go find yourself a Misogi within the next 12 months, something that scares the hell out of you, something that's gonna push you way outside your comfort zone and cause you to act in a way right now, doing something that you wouldn't have otherwise done. And most importantly, it is for you and you alone. Hello there, everybody. It's Dr. Glenn Krieger here with another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. And today I'm gonna push you. I wanna push you into something that's gonna scare the ever-living daylights out of you. Something that's for you and nobody else, and something that's gonna scare you just a little bit. What is it? It's called Misogi. Now, if you read some books, it's been all the rage recently. It's been spoken about on podcasts, what have you. And if you haven't heard about it, I wanna explain to you what a Misogi is. A Misogi is a challenge that you should try at least once a year. And it's good to do it with other people potentially, but it's something that you probably have no better than a 50% chance of accomplishing. So only you can kind of figure out what a Misogi is. But it's supposed to be really good for your soul. It's supposed to be really good for your psyche. And again, it's something that should push the limits, something that should scare you a little bit. And again, something that's not likely. It's as unlikely as likely to be accomplished. That last part is really hard for orthodontists. Why? Because we tend to be a little bit more overachievers, and we tend to accomplish most of what we put our mind to. So again, this isn't, I run an 8-minute mile, I want to run a 7-minute mile. I guess you could consider that a Misogi, but the reality of it is, it should be something that you have to really put some time, energy, and thought into and pushes you in another direction. An example would be this. I didn't realize it was a Misogi, but when I recently competed in the World Novice Championships in Jiu-Jitsu in Vegas, there were 8 or 10 people in my division. The odds of me placing first or second were not very good. And it scared the ever-living daylights out of me. I've been very public about that. I've never been so scared in my life as when I stepped on the mat for my first match. Combative sports, even though there's no striking involved, are really freaking scary. I think there was less than a 50% chance of my doing well, and it pushed me really, really hard. So for me, that was my own personal Misogi. And I'm gonna go to the Worlds again next year to push myself again. What is it in your life that you can do that meets these criteria of scaring the heck out of you? Right now I said go from 8 to 7 minutes. As a former runner myself, that doesn't really scare me. Yeah, it pushes the limits a bit and it makes me work hard, but you need something that you really are, it's gonna make you scared. This is good for you, right? This is gonna cleanse your soul, if you will. And there's books and podcasts you can listen to about this. I'm just here to introduce this subject to make you start thinking about it. And before you give me that cop-out, and it is a cop-out, that I've got kids, I am busy, there are people among us who truly have challenges that keep them from doing these sorts of things. Chances are, statistically speaking, you are not one of them. You're using it as a crutch or an excuse. Because for every person out there with 4 kids under the age of 10 who says, I can't do it, I will find you somebody who is doing it with the same circumstances. So this is a little tough love for you because I love you. It is tough. So go find yourself a Misogi within the next 12 months, something that scares the hell out of you, something that's gonna push you way outside your comfort zone and cause you to act in a way right now, doing something that you wouldn't have otherwise done. And most importantly, it is for you and you alone. I only share my jiu-jitsu experience with you if it motivates you. Not a soul in my life knew I was even going to Vegas except for me. It was for me and for nobody else. So at the end of the day, what is it you can do? Maybe it's climbing a mountain. But if everybody's able to climb that mountain, that's not a Misogi. That's an experience, and that's wonderful. Something you do just so you can put it on social media is not a Misogi. Something that you can do that doesn't scare you is not a Misogi. So find a friend and figure out something. My friend Jeff Galvin, who introduced me to the concept originally way back when, suggested that maybe we do this ruck hike where you put a rucksack on full of weights and run from the top of Grand Canyon down the rim back up the other side. Scares the hell out of me. Don't know if I can do it, and there's a time limit on it. I had a friend recently who completed, and you've met him, I won't mention him by name, but he's been on the podcast, and he's been at Summit, and he'll be there next year, who completed a significant bike challenge of 100 miles in the mountains, getting in the top 5%. These are things that are really, 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 going to get you. So what is it? Think of it, do it, and then come to the summit next year in Vegas and share it with me. I want to hear about it. Go to opsummit2025.com, sign up now. You already know about the meeting. It's in Vegas, great speakers, but most importantly, you're going to connect with your friends and those who care about you and really, really deepen your soul, if you will, make you feel better. So go choose that Misogi, figure out what it is, DM me if you need some help, and we'll figure something out together. And much love to each and every one of you.